wisdom, teaching other women, being an example, preventing them from making the worst mistakes, hopefully. It's really a teaching wisdom function, very strongly so. And when you look at indigenous cultures where it's not all about the Hollywood ideal of what's happening, right? Women past their childbearing years are revered. I don't like the word crone. It's not very glamorous. There's nothing nice about that word. But a wise woman, right? A shamaness. The tribal, witch, however you want to call it. That's a very important role, and every one of us who's gone beyond a certain point can give advice. Now, are people listening to the advice? That's a whole other story. I remember distinctly one day a woman in her 60s saying to me, I was maybe in my early 30s, and I was counseling this woman in a drug rehab, and she was drinking. I was not. I was her, counselor for the rehab. And I went out and kayaked with my then boyfriend, who became my husband later. But we were this was the first couple of months. And so we went out with the kayak, and I had this little dress on and didn't want to be in a bathing suit, but I still wanted to look cute and the whole thing. And she said to me when I came back, she said, "You're going to regret not having put sunscreen on here," right? And I was like, I'm going to age a lot more gracefully than you did because you had all this plastic surgery, and all the shit went on in my head. Now, I'm almost 49 next week, right? And I know exactly what she's talking about, right? Because now it's all red permanently and shit's starting to sag and, suddenly you know what she's talking about. And this is a shallow example, right? But the same would be true if I would have to give a 20-year-old woman or a 25-year-old woman advice right now. I would say to her something like, don't put too much emphasis on being just liked for your brain. Enjoy your body. Because that thing goes. And I never let my tits hang out the way I should have, right? And now I'm going, okay, I'm going to have to wear a bra for the rest of my life to look halfway decent, right? So I should have let them hang out. These are shallow examples, right? But you don't know those things. And so a proper wisdom function, a woman who's experienced things, not only sexually, right, but also sexually, has worked, has raised children, things of that nature. It's very important to have somebody to whom one can go and say, look, whatever it is, my hormones are going crazy. How did you handle that? I hate my husband. How did you handle that? Right? Like all of those things, that can only be given from a woman to another woman. At some point, age will make it so you can't avoid the shit, right? There's a moment where that's not gonna fly, and it's typically the moment when your looks go, right? Because the veneer, the shiny stuff is all centered around sexual viability. And when sexual viability goes, which depending on the man is between 25 and 45 or something like that, 16 and whatever. When sexual viability goes, you have to have other things that make you interesting. So it's inevitable that it will happen, but hopefully you'll get a head start on it while you're still sexually viable. This is one of those wise woman suggestions, right? You want to get that shit handled while you still have the things that make it so you can engage into the relational game that you want to engage in, whatever that is, right? Once that goes, you have to essentially employ completely different strategies. You get a guy with bad eyesight. You hide his glasses. It's very lovely. I'm now at that age slowly where that happens. I have a client who's 24, and I tell her things, and there's a part of me that still is 24, right? Except that I no longer I'm double her age, plus one soon. Oh no, she's turning 25, so we're good, So I'm double this woman's age. I relate to her woman to woman, but I've been every place she hasn't been yet. That function has to be earned. Many other things you can fake or buy or train for. This is a function that you can't. Elder, proper elder, wise woman, you can only acquire by staying alive long enough.